Texas League Baseball is next. And a good evening, everybody. We welcome you into Texas League Baseball. And now, the voice of your San Antonio Missions, the one, the only, John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob, and a good evening, everybody. We welcome you into this Tuesday night live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. It is game 1 of 6 between the visiting Frisco RoughRiders and your San Antonio Missions. Well, tonight is $2 AARP tonight here at the ballpark, and so far everything is $2, from $2 parking to $2 Dr. Pepper to $2 soft drinks all night long. Military Appreciation Night tomorrow evening as we salute our veterans. It is Military Appreciation Night Wednesday, and so far we salute those that serve in uniform. Thursday, Flying Chanclas are back. We take on the RoughRiders for Game 3 on a Thursday evening. And Friday, don't forget, we are Flying Chanclas again for Friday night $2 Dr. Pepper night at the ballpark. Missions will have post-game fireworks on Saturday, presented by our friends there at West Creek Trail Rides, and also our San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. Missions will wrap up the series on Sunday, then it's off to Midland to take on a 6-game set with the Midland Rockhounds starting next week. And so far, what a pretty good way to kick off close to a second half of this current season. Go online now, samissions.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home. Also, follow the Missions all season long with the First Pitch app from Minor League Baseball. Or download Bally Live. You can watch your favorite MILB, favorite ball club from the Midland Rockhounds to Tulsa Drillers, San Antonio Missions, Frisco RoughRiders, Wichita Wind Surge, Arkansas Travelers, Springfield Cardinals, Northwest Arkansas Naturals, and so many more. So we are a 10-team Texas League, and yes, sorry if I leave the Amarillo Sod Poodles out, but evidently, Corpus Christi Hooks too, and so far many more on the way. Well, anyway, I'm joined in the booth by my partner Bob. We're here into our pregame show, and thank you, Bob, for coming back and joining us for another great week of baseball.
Yeah, I got to say, John, I'm glad to always be back, and just glad that we are back home for 1 week and then off to your favorite hometown of Midland. And yeah, we got 12 games that we're doing this upcoming week. And so far, we have our 6 here in San Antonio. Then it's off to Midland when we're taking on the Rockhounds starting this next week. Yeah, I got to say, Bob, it's going to be a really good 2 weeks. And yes, it is a pivotal 2 weeks here in the second half of our current season. Anyway, you look at San Antonio, 37-26. Frisco, a game and a half to get first place. But tonight, the RoughRiders need to tie it up and then win tomorrow night in order to overtake that first place position. Anyway, we look at Midland. Midland is 35-29 in third place. Amarillo 27-36 in fourth place. Corpus Christi not doing too good, 22-41. Springfield leading the charge there in the North Division. They're 38-25. Wichita at 34-29. Northwest Arkansas 32-31. They're tied up with Arkansas, and Tulsa down last place 24-39. So anyway, it was a pretty good
6-game set up in Amarillo last week, and yep, the Sod Poodles lost 4 out of their 6 games. And yep, San Antonio came in and won those 4. They won Wednesday 6-3, Thursday 20-6, and Friday winning by a run 9-8, and then Saturday losing a 9-1 against Amarillo, and winning the final 5-3 on a Sunday, which that right there was pretty good. Well, anyway, we got most of our South going to North Division tonight. We got Midland at Tulsa, Corpus Christi at Springfield, Amarillo at Northwest Arkansas. And yep, so far our only 2 Texas teams that are here in Texas tonight is Frisco at San Antonio and then Wichita at Arkansas. Boy, there are some bad thunderstorms just west of Wauketa, Oklahoma, and yeah, tornado watch for 3 hours and 4 minutes going into that western part of Oklahoma, going to Kansas border. And so far, it's, gotta say, pretty bad up there, but it looks like there has been a few embedded tornadoes near Arkansas City, Gouda Springs, and South Haven, just getting pounded by severe weather tonight. And yep, Arkansas City is in the path of strong winds and large damaging hail. So for those that are in Arkansas City, might want to make sure to take cover. And if you're listening to us here at the broadcast and you got your power banks ready, and so far the system might be cut because of strong winds, then evidently that is the main cause of power outages. But anyway, strong damaging winds just west of Arkansas City, and they could be getting tornadoes embedded with that storm. And yep, so far it's getting pretty nasty up there. But we do have the Rockhounds at Tulsa, Corpus Christi at Springfield, and Amarillo at Northwest Arkansas. And so far, 3 South to North Division teams are converging head to head. Tulsa might get some storms later on as everything will drift off to the east. And so far could be some overnight thunderstorms, but we'll definitely see on that. Anyway, we are going to get set for this broadcast tonight, and we are just so happy to be back home after a long week up in Amarillo and good old Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo, Texas, which that is pretty good. Well, anyway, Amarillo, your next homestand is coming a week from now as they take on the Arkansas Travelers, which that is pretty good. And yep, so far, Lucky Dogs get to take on the Travelers there at Water Ridge Field starting next week, which that's pretty good. I mean, not going to complain and all, but hopefully they'll come here, hopefully, next year. 2026 should be good. But anyway, we're going to get off here for just a little bit. We're back to bring you our live coverage with our first game of the 6-game set against Frisco. And we'll be right back. So stay tuned. We got your first pitch coming up. And this one brought to you in part by West Creek Trail Rides, our proud sponsor of Missions Baseball. All right, we now take you down into the broadcast as we're about set to go for Missions Baseball. And on this beautiful Tuesday night, we now send it down to John Baker as he brings it to us here tonight. Oh, thank you, Bob. And boy, great crowds are starting to pile in on this Taco Tuesday as we are about ready to get going. Well, anyway, yes, Arc City, Kansas getting some pretty good storms. Left-hander Jagger Haynes getting the call, and what do we know, Bob? Gotta say, a 90 over a 94, the four-seam slider changeup, and he's got a great reservoir thus far. And hopefully he could get something going. Leading it off for Frisco, second baseman Cameron Cawley. Leading it off for the Riders. And we are about ready to go on this Tuesday night. Here is the first pitch by Haynes, and we are underway. That is outside for a ball. The count now 1-0. So far, we welcome you into a broadcast. We've got fans watching from Frisco, from good old Statesman's Park. Hello. That one fouled off, and the count now at 1-1. Great crowd, and thus far, 1 ball, 1 strike to Cameron Cawley. And the pitch. And he bunts. Rojas has a play, not in time. And that will be a bunt on base single. And pretty good on that as he doesn't get the play, but runner safely across the bag. Here is the next batter up, Kellen Strom. Strom coming in, and he's going to hit that one up to right center field. That will land for the base hit. And Frisco has something going. They got first and third, nobody out.
Batting third, the first
and boy, they are really coming fast as clutch of lightning. A lot of lightning through those powerful storms there in West Oklahoma tonight. Here's Abimelech Ortiz as he takes the first pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1. RoughRiders wearing their Frisco road jerseys. Road grays with red. A little bit of blue on the front. And that one is outside. The count now 1-1. Just a beautiful evening for baseball. And glad that you're joining us.
Yeah, for sure.
That one skied to left field. Fabian getting after it. Here comes the runner tagging up from third, and he's in across the score.
Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 13.
And the RoughRiders now lead the game by 1 here in the early goings of it. Right fielder Aaron Zavala coming in. Zavala coming in. Here's the pitch. And in for a strike. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Runner at first after the RBI sacrifice. And that one is going to be hittable, but they'll go foul. And it's 0-2. Should have more crowds coming in as we take on this evening. And the pitch. That one skied, but out of play, foul into the grounds. And it's the count now at 0-2. Here's pitch. And that's going to be a base hit up to left field. Mears getting it back, and that's going to put another runner in scoring position.
Batting fifth, the third baseman.
Riders getting pretty good. Faber Rodriguez coming in. 11 pitches for Jagger Haynes as he gets in for San Antonio this evening, and that's going to be right there And they're not going to get him. He's across the plate. Kellen Strom is in to score. And it's a 2-0 early lead for Frisco. Here is Yosi Galan as he comes in and is ready to go. So, yep, Jagger Haynes struggling a little bit earlier as he gave up 2 runs. And evidently, I don't think the pitching coach or manager would be happy. But evidently, they're trying to strike it out, and that's going to be hard hit deep to left, and that is out of here. And Frisco strikes for 3 on Yosi Galan, and it's a 5-0 ball game. And they are hitting first. It's like San Antonio is a punching bag. They are really coming in to San Antonio this evening. And they are hitting first. Well, I should say punching first. But evidently they are just coming like cage lightning. And time is being called as that's going to do it. No doubt about it. Haynes is out of the ball game. He's not focusing. And I don't blame the manager from coming out from the dugout and saying, you know, son, you can't be doing that. So you need to get out of here. Omar Cruz early on coming as a reliever, but they'll get him to be the next starter of the ball game. And here is Marcus Smith. That's a strike inside the count now, 0-1. So, yeah, that's kind of rough around the edges when you give up 5 runs to the opposing team. And so far, not good when you're down by 5, but hopefully you could catch up and try to get something going. So it's 5-0 RoughRiders. San Antonio trailing those 5 runs. Top of the first inning, and right there, strike 3. And finally, above all cylinders, they get their second strikeout. And what a way for Omar Cruz to step in this game. Jack Spiggers, the 8-hole batter, coming in. Takes a strike inside the count now, 0-1. Now, you see, the reason is if you lose confidence in your pitching, well, you'll go down on your butt. That's a down and in. The count now, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. 5-0 RoughRiders. And hopefully San Antonio could get in there and try to get something going. Here's pitch. Fouled off, and that will be out of play. And the count now at 0-2. Or should I say 1-2? Do apologize. 1-2. Jeff Andrews, help me out here. And right there, swing and a miss. And that will do it. But Yosi Galan strikes for 3. And it's 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors. A 3-run shot by Yosi Galan. And he'll make it a 5-0 lead for Frisco early on as we head to the bottom of the first. San Antonio coming up to bat right after these messages. About set to go for the bottom of the first for San Antonio, right now on the Mission's Baseball Network. And our right-hander tonight for Frisco, Josh Stefan, as he'll step in. And what do we know, Bob? A four-seam slider, changeup, a two-seam fastball. Getting ready for him this evening as he'll take the mound first for the RoughRiders. And leading off for San Antonio, left fielder Albert Fabian coming in the fray here tonight. And, whoops, sorry, John. Nope, you could go ahead and get some going if you want. Okay, well, there's a ball outside. The count now 1-0, and left fielder Fabian strides up first for the Missions. And so far, trying to catch up again in this broadcast, and that's going to be lifted high in the air up to the center field area, making the catch, and that is out number one. With that, let's give the starting lineups for San Antonio tonight. Fabian Salas Mears will lead off three. Caston Young, Campbell, Roederer, middle. Rojas, Cedeno, and DeVries round out the batting order for San Antonio this evening. Oh, Ethan Salas coming in. He's tonight's catcher. He's doing pretty good, right, John? Yeah, he sure has. And that is inside for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Pretty good night thus far, but RoughRiders right back to the mound, up to first, and that's two down.
Batting third, the center fielder.
And it looks like San Antonio down to their last out here in the bottom of the first inning. Center fielder Joshua Mears coming in. And the pitch. That is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Now, Bob, if you want to do some, you are more than welcome to do some. I mean, we do share the booth together. Oh, yeah. That is high fly in the air, up the center, and that does it. So nothing doing here. No runs, hits, errors for San Antonio. And we are headed up to the second inning. Frisco leading this game 5-0. Mitchell, Cauley, and Strom will lead it off in the second inning. And Tucker Mitchell will be up for Frisco when we come back. About ready for the second inning for Frisco, right here, the San Antonio Missions Baseball Network. Well, Tucker Mitchell leads it off for the RoughRiders, 9-1-2. Due up as we're set to go. The pitch, that one is high fly in the air. Up to right fielder Campbell as he'll make the play. And there's one pitch, one high fly, and one away on that one. Leadoff batter, Cameron Cawley. 1-for-1 singled last time up. That is back to the first. They went through the lineup card only one time through the first inning. Pretty impressive. 5 runs in to score. And that's going to be right there. Liner straight away up the left field. A base hit. And boy, San Antonio coming back home and taking 5-run whooping up to no man's land. That's pretty crazy right there, Bob.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's like getting slapped in the face or getting hit in the head like Colonel Sanders in The Water Boy.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Center fielder Kellen Strom coming in. And that's going to be right there. That's going to get fair. That's fair ball. And the runner from first heading home is in to score. And that will be an RBI double.
Now batting, the first baseman, Abimelech Ortiz.
That'll bring up Abimelech Ortiz as he comes in after the RBI double by the second hole hitter. And the pitch, that's down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. 6-0 Frisco here in this ball game, and the RoughRiders trying to get back on the horse. And that is right there, the swing and the miss. The count now is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That one skied to right field. And that is out number 2, but there will be no advance.
Now batting.
So Ortiz goes down out flying. And that's going to bring in right fielder Aaron Zavala. 7th potential run for Frisco. In scoring position as second. That's down low, changeup, swings and misses. And it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That is right there. That's a bouncer right there. DeVries right in time to Castañon. And how do you like that? But they get out of the damage. But a run in to score on 1 hit, no errors on the RBI double. And we are 2.5. Frisco leads at 6-0. Marcos Castañon leads it off when we start up the bottom half of the second inning. Is set to go for the Missions when we come back at 6-0 Frisco. Well, about we're set to go for the bottom half of the second inning for the Missions. And we're here right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Marcos Castañon leads it off. San Antonio down a 6-0 lead. RoughRiders are up away. And yep, I do got to say, we just got local report that Tulsa lost their last 9 games. And no wonder they're down in last place in the North Division. Corpus Christi, a bunch of losses. And got to say, tonight Corpus Christi playing Springfield there at Blue River Stadium. Amarillo in Northwest Arkansas. Riverboat Field, Midland there at DCJ Field. That one right there, and now play 1 ball and 2 strikes. So losing 9. That is the Tulsa Drillers. We'll say first half concludes Sunday after the game. Second half of the season starts in Midland. And that is going to be lofted in the air deep to center. And that is out number 1.
Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 7.
So these last 6 games are pivotal in this series. Right fielder Jacob Campbell coming in. But always good to be home, and so far we all know that when we come back from a long road trip, about 7 to 8 hours from Amarillo, we are pretty good on that. Liner straight away up to center, a base hit. It bounces the plate over there a second. And boy, a beautiful line drive up to center is Jacob Campbell for that base hit. Well, now they need to get into the run column. Cole Roederer coming in, takes that one down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Wind's blowing up from the center field area, and we should see some home runs. That one down and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. So a good hold up right there. And the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Liner straight away up the right field. A base hit. And he's coming home. And he's across right on time. Woo! And that one nearly got him. Jeez Louise, that was close call right there. Boy, if they would have got the ball back in and tagged him right there, that would have been an out. And it's an RBI double, so now San Antonio getting on the board, and now they trail by 5. And that's a base hit. Runner from second heading home, and that is an RBI single. Well, San Antonio coming back and getting something cooking. Don't forget that everybody in tonight's attendance on that RBI double from last time around, they get double meat cheeseburger coupons courtesy of Whataburger, and it's served hot and fresh. We're celebrating 75 years of Whataburger since 1950. And do believe that the first one was built in that year in Corpus Christi. Norwellian Cedeno coming in. Hits that one out of play. And it's the count now, 0-2. Frisco leading by 4 runs at 6-2 here, bottom of the second inning. That's a high square up pop-up, and that is up to center.
And that's out number 2.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 94.
So the shortstop is Leo Dallas DeVries. Don't forget, we are having our Gold Glove Award ceremony starting this first half in the Sunday series. We are announcing our Gold Glove winner.
Ball, that's off the plate.
And so far, a lot of y'all have already came and got a ballot and voted for your favorite San Antonio Missions player. And that one's going to be high in the air, and they are still running after it, and they can't get there. And that's going to land. And Leo Dallas DeVries has a double. So San Antonio's got something going here tonight. That is already their 4th hit of the ball game. And here comes the left fielder, Albert Fabian, takes that one high and outside for a ball. The count now 1-0. Josh Stefan has given up 2 runs on 4 hits. And now he's in a threat zone. He's got 2 runners on base. That one's outside, 2-0. And San Antonio could tie this ball game up and keep going. And they need to win this one in the next few. And that is out of play. The count now at 2-1. And yes, first half wraps up this Sunday. And so far, San Antonio being the first place position, and Frisco's trying to get that away from them. That's right there. High top right there to first, and that will do it. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for San Antonio. And it is off to the 3rd inning. The RoughRiders leading it 6-2. Gabriel Rodriguez will lead it off in the 3rd when we come back from our commercial messages. Well, do you know that West Creek Trail Rides is a proud sponsor of San Antonio Missions Baseball here in MLB The Show 25? They are proud announcers through the 2028 season, and so far we are super glad to have these hardworking boys and girls represent the great city of San Antonio. Let's hear it for West Creek Trail Rides, our proud sponsor. Yes, and West Creek Trail Rides has been going good for a long period of time, and hopefully a lot of hardworking boys and girls like them horses will make West Creek a great place to ride horses and to have the best outdoor experience on horseback like crazy. So make sure y'all go visit them at their website at www.westcreektrailrides.com, and also call that 210 number to book your reservation. And yes, you will be talking to Lana Whale, who is the owner and manager of West Creek. Anyway, we'll be right back after commercial messages. And yes, we did say the West Creek is a proud sponsor and AARP $2 Tuesday here at the ballpark. We'll be right back in a continuation of our broadcast.
Now set to go for the top of the third for Frisco, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Gabriel Rodriguez leading it off for Frisco, a 6-2 ball game. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left for San Antonio. Previous inning. On now to a third. No balls, 1 strike to Gabriel Rodriguez. That's down, swinging, and it's counting now at 0-2. Boy, he is really trying to come back from the previous batter. And that's a swing and a miss right there. And that's the 3rd strikeout by Cruz. Yossi Galan was the 3-run shot the last time up. Boy, really hitting that one hard. And the pitch, that's a bouncer right there, front of Rojas, right to Castañon. He's got him out number 2.
The designated hitter, Marcus Smith.
Marcus Smith coming in for Frisco. He's tonight's designated hitter. 0 for 1, a strikeout last time up. Going to have a fun week as a lot of kids are out at church camp. We have our Camp Bandina crew out there. Even my stepmother is out in Camp Bandina. They're in Bandera, Texas. No balls, 1 strike, and that is going to be right there, high in the air. Salas, the catcher, getting under it near the backstop, and that will pretty much do for this half inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on for the RoughRiders. We're 3.5. And it is Frisco up by 4. It's 6-2. And we're back here as we start the bottom of the third. Catcher Ethan Salas will lead us off when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom of the third inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. And leading the boys off is the catcher, Ethan Salas. And that changeup is outside the count now at 1-0. Oh, yeah, just a beautiful blue sky on this Taco Night Tuesday. And don't forget that HEB is our proud sponsor of Taco Night, especially with Taco Bell being overly expensive. $28 for a 12-pack crispy tacos. And yeah, kind of overly expensive.
Well, I mean, don't make fun of them there, John. I mean, they're just trying to do their level best, make money, and defeat customers, that's all.
The center
Well,
fielder,
I'm
number
not trying to
14,
sound like I'm being mean to
Joshua
them, but I think that's just way
Spear.
too much. But, I could go to HEB and save $10 on fixings. That's a swing and miss right there. The count now at 0-1. Joshua Mears coming in. Bottom half of the third with one down. That is skied to center. And there's out number 2.
The first baseman, number 6, Marcos
Well,
Castanon.
Marcos Castanon coming in. He flied out last time up. And a pitch. Out inside for a strike. And the count now at 0-1. And right there, that is a slow roller to third. He'll flip to first, and that's the inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody on for San Antonio. 4th inning coming up. Frisco leads it 6-2. Biggers, Mitchell, and Cawley will lead it off when we come back.
Leading off the top of the fourth inning for Frisco is Jack Spiggers. Take it away, John. Thank you, Bob. 8-9-1 due up, fourth inning. Set to go. And the way he deals right there, ground ball. Castagnon picks it up. He's got it himself. The pitcher tried to come and assist him, and thus far, he said no. He's got it himself. Tucker Mitchell coming in. Flied out 0 for 1. And the pitch. That's a changeup. Down and in. The count now at 1-0. And the pitch. And that one is squared deep to left. And boy, that one is hit hard. And that'll leave the yard, as that will be Tucker Mitchell getting one for today. Now it's a 7-2 Frisco lead, and that'll put the RoughRiders up by 5. Boy, and I see San Antonio having a long way to go in this evening and trying to catch back up here. But hopefully the Missions could get in there and try to get something going. Cameron Coley leading it off now, as he skies that one to right field. Campbell under it makes a play, and there is 2 down.
The batter, the center fielder, Kellen Strom.
Kellen Strom getting in there. 2 for 2, double, single, RBI, and a run. And a pitch. That's inside, strike 1. And the pitch. That one hit high in the air. Catcher Salas will range to the on-deck circle, and that will do it. Tucker Mitchell getting a hit. And that was a solo shot as we look at it. And we now head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Frisco leading 7-2. We're back here as we get set to go here in the bottom of 4. When we come back, is right fielder Jacob Campbell will lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. About set to go for the bottom of the fourth inning for the Missions right now on the San Antonio Baseball Network. Well, Jacob Campbell coming in as we're leading it off in the fourth. 5-6-7 due up, facing off Josh Stefan. It's a 7-2 ball game. Frisco leading. They had 5 runs top of the first, a run in the second and fourth innings.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And boy, they are really coming after it tonight. Trying to win the first in this road series. And that's a swing and a miss. Campbell is down on strikes. And boy, tell you one thing, not good after giving up that one. Designated hitter is Cole Roederer. As he strides in.
Ball 1.
And that's taken in for the ball. The count now 1-0. And the pitch. That one is skied to right center, and that's going to be to the right fielder. And he'll take it himself for the out.
Third baseman, Gentry.
So Yendry Rojas coming in, 1-for-1, RBI single back in the second inning. Rojas having that time to try to get something going. That is fouled off. And the count now, 0-1.
Ball 1.
Right there for the ball. The count now, I think, even up 1-1. Yep. Get it pretty good on that one. 1-1. And that's going to be a slow roller to second. And they'll get it to first. And that will do it. No runs, hits, errors. Nobody left on for San Antonio. We're going to the fifth inning. And the RoughRiders leading 7-2. Back here is Abimelec Ortiz leads it off for the fifth inning for Frisco when we come back. Top of the fifth inning for Frisco, set to go right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Our greatest sponsor of them all is West Creek Trail Rides, and so far, join us Tuesday through Sunday when we go out and ride. Whether if we are out of town or here at home, go visit them anyways. Located 151-1604 Wiseman Road and West Creek Oaks Drive. Well, the top of the fifth inning, leading off is Abimelech Ortiz as he'll take in a ball in the count now 1-1. As we are underway halfway through the start of this first game in the series, that's two balls, one strike. Here's the pitch. Right there and in for a strike, and the count now at 2-2. Boy, just a pretty good, decent-sized crowd, and we'll give you totals when we come in. That's a slow roller. Stano intercepts right there to Castagnon, and that is out number one.
Zavala.
Right fielder Aaron Zavala coming in, 1 for 2 as he singled last time up. Well, hopefully it will be getting pretty good. And yeah, a lot of storm activity near Enid, Oklahoma. And that is a pitch clock violation. That's an automatic ball on Cruz. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. That one down and in. And the count now at 2-0. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now at 2-1. You know, luckily Wichita was not at home playing against a North Division rival or a South Division rival. They probably would have got hammered by those storms. And yes, a lot of bad weather that we've been getting. And so far as we were away up in Amarillo, it was coming down pretty good in the buckets of rain. That one is right there, skied up to center. Joshua Mears can't get to it in time. It lands for a base hit.
The third baseman, number 3, Caber.
Now that'll bring in Caber Rodriguez, as that's a pitch down and in. The count now at 0-1. He got a strikeout, a fielder's choice that led to the RBI the last time around. Boy, and Ponca City could take a direct hit on that thunderstorm just to the west of the city of Ponca City. The storm's developing just west of Enid, so gotta say, for a lot of those that may be watching your teams up there in the North Division, pretty good as well. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch down and in, and they'll throw to second just to make sure that he never advances. And so far, pretty good on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caber Rodriguez to the plate. That one down and in, and the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. Right there, too high, 2-2. No clouds in the sky this evening. It's generally clear, but evidently rain chances will come in. Thunderstorm activity expected. And that's going to be a liner straightaway up to left field, and now put runners on first and second.
The batter, the left fielder.
Ain't going pretty good on that. Yossi Galan, the 1 for 2 hitter, comes in and he skies that one to straightaway right field. Campbell getting after that one. And that's 2 down. And 1 more will put it down to the bottom of the 5th inning for San Antonio. The designated hitter, Marcus Smith, coming in. He's 0 for 2, strikeout and a pop out.
He was the 7th rounder of 2025, getting handpicked in the Texas Rangers organization, and he bats at a .174, so pretty good for him in the Texas Rangers organization. The 0-1, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So hopefully San Antonio could get out of this half inning and know that Omar Cruz could be a guy that could get them going. And that's right there, strikeout looking as he swings and misses, and that will do it. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left, as we're 5.5, and the Frisco RoughRiders lead at 7-2.
Well, leading off the bottom of the fifth inning for San Antonio is second baseman Nerwillian Cedeno. Thank you, Bob, and welcome back into our live broadcast here. First pitch in for a strike, and the count now at 0-1 to the second baseman. And that's another strike inside, and it's 0-2. Well, hopefully San Antonio, they are down by 5 runs here tonight. That's down and in, 1-2. Beautiful night, but yeah, we do have a cloud out there in the right center. And that's going to be skied. That's down for a hit. So, yep, San Antonio should evidently get a pretty good chance tonight if they continue to get 3 up, 3 down innings, which that would be really bad. Leo Dallas DeVries, the last time up, doubled. And that's what got everybody double meat cheeseburger coupons, courtesy of our favorite sponsor, Whataburger. That is right there. And the count now at 1-1. Oh, never mind. No balls, 2 strikes. I'm just fooling you this evening. Ouch. Hey, you say April Fools, but yeah, we're in the month of June. Yeah, I know, Bob. And that is skied to center field. Moving under it, the center fielder will make the play, and he's got it for out number 1.
The left fielder, number 30, Albert.
Albert Fabian coming in now as he leads it off as 0 for 2. And ground out in the fly out as well to the San Antonio left fielder. 7-2 Frisco here in this ball game. And that one is deep, and that is, oh, ouch. Boy, I thought that was going to be fair, and that would have put 2 runs on the board. And it would trim the deficit. Boy, that was awfully close. That was 7/8 away from the foul pole. Slider is fouled off, and the count now at 0-2. And the 0-2. And right there. Goes to second, goes to first, and that ends the inning on a ground ball. And they only get 1 hit allowed with a runner left stranded. But he gets picked off real easily. And so that will go to the 6th inning, and it's a 7-2 ball game for the RoughRiders when we come back. Well, we're back here for San Antonio Missions Baseball. Right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Jack Spiggers leads it off. But firsthand, we'll have a pitching change for San Antonio. Omar Cruz has done his job in order to eat a few of these innings. Biggers will greet him up first, change up outside 1 ball, and no strikes. Leading off the 6th inning for Frisco is Jack Biggers. And the pitch. Skied up to foul grounds, and nobody gets there. One ball, 1 strike. And that's a strike inside. The count now at 1-2. 1-2. And out of play. So hopefully within a few months from now, 2026 will be officially released in the schedule. And so far, we'll have a lot more South divisions and, yes, a lot more North divisions coming to San Antonio. In all honesty, John, who would you love to come to San Antonio? Well, Bob, Arkansas and Tulsa
Catcher Tucker
would be pretty good. And so far, that would be pretty nice to see that happen and stuff. Here's the pitch. Ouch, and that got him. DeVries picks up the ball, and not in time as that is through. So a base hit, and that will plunk him right in the kneecap. That will be an infield single.
The batter, number 4.
And here is the leadoff man, Cameron Cawley. 2 singles, 2 runs thus far tonight. And the pitch is in for a strike, and the count now at 0-1. No balls and 1 strike the count. That one skied high in the air up to the foul grounds. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's going to be right up the center. That's a base hit. Mears intercepts it. And that's going to be a run in to score on the RBI double.
The center fielder
By Cameron Cawley. And now it's a 8-2 ball game. San Antonio now trailing 6. And gotta say, the RoughRiders have them on edge of their seats tonight. Gallenstrom coming in as he'll take a strike inside. And it's 0-1. Double single RBI, 2 for 3 by Strom tonight. By the center fielder, that is fouled off. So no balls, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. And there it goes again, right there. And that's going to be driven all the way to the wall. And that will put it to a 7-run lead for Frisco. 2 RBI doubles. And that'll bring up Abimelec Ortiz. And, yep, the manager says enough is enough. And so far, they've gone through 4 pitchers in this ball game. And the 5th pitcher in relief is coming in. That's Logan Gillespie. Omar Cruz, I will say,
did really exceptional work. And so far, he's done pretty good. Gillespie meets Abimelech Ortiz. 9-2 ball game. And so far, it's a 7-run lead for Frisco tonight. Here in the top of the 6th inning. And the pitch, that's an inside strike. The count now at 1-1. Ortiz bats .250. Pretty good for him. And that's guide up to first base. Castañon camps under it. And they're 2 down.
Now batting, right fielder Aaron Zavala.
Well, that'll bring up Aaron Zavala. 2 singles, a run, 2 for 3 of the night. Boy, a lot of storm activity just to the north of Oklahoma City. And it looks like those thunderstorms are starting to collapse tonight because of daytime heating getting cut. But anyway, yep, we do have 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and at least 1 left on. Bottom half of the 6th inning coming up. Frisco leads at 9-2. Ethan Salas will lead us off. In the bottom half of the 6th inning, Salas, Mears, and Castañon will lead off the bottom of 6 when we come back.
Bottom half of the sixth inning set to go for the Missions Baseball Network. Well, leading off for San Antonio is the catcher Ethan Salas as he gets us going and takes a strike inside, the count now at 0-1. Boy, Wichita fixing to get hit this evening by those severe thunderstorms. They got one wave headed for them, a secondary wave headed right behind them. And so far, it's going to be an active night for Oklahoma. Arkansas and Wichita playing their game tonight at each other. And do believe that I think that Wichita is at Arkansas tonight, so that's a good thing. Don't think anybody gets postponed in the Texas League. That's guide to center field. And right up to the center fielder is that's for the out.
Center fielder Joshua Mears.
And that's going to bring up Joshua Mears as he comes in. And a swing and a miss right there in the count now at 0-1.
Ball, that's inside.
And that ball is inside. The count now at 1-1. Frisco leading a 7-run game. 9-2. And that's going to be right there. Liner straightaway center, and that's a base hit. And all San Antonio needs to do is put this one out of the yard, and they would trim the deficit to at least 5. And that's right there. Uh-oh, they hit 1, they hit 2, and that's the inning. Boy, and that's a little stroke killer right there. You get 1, you get 2. That's 2 birds with 1 stone, and that ends the inning. So no runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We're 7th inning, and it's 9-2 Frisco as we head to the 7th inning coming up. Top of the seventh inning for the RoughRiders. Next on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, that'll bring up Caber Rodriguez. Boy, big deficit tonight for San Antonio, trailing a 7-run ball game from the RoughRiders. That is fouled off the count now at 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled off, and he'll see another. Boy, San Antonio not looking good tonight, but evidently trying to push forward in hoping to get a victory tonight or whatever happens, but it would take a whole team to come in and score in some runs. Well, sure hope it does, John. Ground ball right in front of Rojas. Picks it up right in time to Castellon. Great recovery play, as that will be the first out here in the seventh inning. Yosi Galan, 1 for 3, 3-run shot last time up back in the first. So hopefully San Antonio could get back in this game and get something going. That's right there and in for a cold strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. That one skied to right field. Campbell on his horse makes a play, and there's 2 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Marcus Smith.
Marcus Smith coming in. Getting ready to go in this one. And the pitch. That is a strike inside. Does not go around. And that's a strike in the count. 0-1. Smith coming in. Takes a strike inside. And it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. Outside on a sweeper, and it's 1-2. Got a great third base shot, and yes, we do have purples and pinks coming in the sky tonight. Just beautiful. That is a high flyer up to center field. Joshua Mears gets under it, and that ends the inning. Well, we head to the 7th inning stretch here at the ballpark. Frisco leads it 9-2. Campbell Roederer Rojas will lead us off when we get done with the 7th inning stretch here. And it's Frisco 9, San Antonio 2. Bottom half of the seventh inning set to go here in the Mission's Baseball Network. Well, hope you've had a pretty good seventh inning stretch here. And here is right fielder Jacob Campbell. And he puts that one straight away left field. That's a base hit. And first pitch he sees, he blisters that one. Now, we have seen a lot of double plays in this ball game. So far, San Antonio only scoring the 2 runs during the bottom half of the second inning. RBI double in the second, 1 for 2. That's Cole Roederer. As he comes in, and they're trying to get something going. 9 outs for San Antonio. And that's going to be right there. And right in time, as that is out number 1. Runner in to score. Scoring position is, do you believe that Cole Roederer is out on the play? And yes, he is. And yep, he is definitely out. But here comes the manager for the Riders. And that's going to do for the starter here tonight. He's still responsible for the guy out there at second base, but still holding a 9-2 lead for Frisco. Matt Festa coming in as he's an ERA of a 5.70. He's got a 24% strikeout rate, over a 400 and 224 average, which that also right there is pretty good. Yendry Rojas coming in. And he hits that one high in the air, deep to right field. That is getting down. And San Antonio's got an RBI double. So finally, they get something going after a long while. And hopefully try to come back. And they are 6 runs trailing the RoughRiders. Norwillian Cedeno coming in. Hits that one, ground hopper right there to first, and he does not survive long.
Now batting, number 94.
As that is a out. That will bring up shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. And yes, remember that Sunday, May 25th with Wichita. That was a pretty good ball game, as at the end the celebration was going pretty good. Well, a run in to scored on a couple of base hits, no errors. And 1 left as we head to the 8th inning. Frisco now leading it 9-3. So we're back here as Jack Spiggers leads off the 8th inning when we come back. Now set for the 8th inning for Frisco right here in the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Jack Spiggers leads it off. Top of the 8th inning, 8-9-1 due up. It's a 9-3 ball game. San Antonio trailing 6, 2,701 tonight in attendance. Well, we got a pretty good, decent-sized crowd on this Tuesday night. That's outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Well, don't forget, we are back and at it tomorrow evening at 7:05. Military Appreciation Night Wednesday here at the ballpark as we salute those in uniform and those that have continued to serve and those that are retired. We thank you for your valiant service, and God bless America and President Trump too. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. And that's going to get away. And right there. And that is ball 4, and they do not throw down on that.
Now batting, catcher Tucker.
Well, Tucker Mitchell coming in, 2 for 3, home run, single, RBI, and 2 runs.
Ball 1.
Yeah, and I got to say, our military and our president, just coming in, and that's going to be right there. Liner straight away up to the right field area. That's a base hit. Nobody out, 2-1.
Batter number 4, second baseman Cameron Cawley.
And that'll bring up Cameron Cawley as he comes in, and that's going to be driven nicely up to the right field area. And the run in to score, and now it's a 7-run lead all over again. Kellen Strom coming in.
That's out.
Frisco leading 10-3 in this ball game. 3 for 4, 2 double single, 2 RBIs, and a run. We'll say it's getting pretty interesting. Rough Rider fans there at Statesman's Park watching the ball game and broadcast. And he brings it back in. Castagnon
Now batting, the first baseman
gets in and
Ortiz.
gets something going. That'll bring up Abimelech Ortiz, swing and a miss. The count now at 0-1. Wide out in the first, 0 for 3. And the 0-1. That is outside, circle change. And the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 12-inch curve gets him.
2 strikes.
And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2. That one skied deep to right. And Campbell is under it, makes the grab, and that is not enough to get the runner moving to second to third. So he'll stay put there in scoring position. Aaron Zavala coming in. Zavala. And he's going to hit that one deep to right field, and that is out of here. And now it's a 10-run lead for the Rough Riders. Aaron Zavala gets a 3-run shot, and they are celebrating. It's now 13-3. And boy, this has been a high-scoring ball game thus far, Bob.
Yeah, I got to say, John, it really has been. And so far for this pitcher, he is not having it in this one.
Shoot, that's like 5 pitchers in the San Antonio bullpen. Logan Gillespie is out of this ball game, giving up 3 runs on that base hit.
Now pitching for the Mission.
And that'll bring up a left-hander, Austin Davis, who has an ERA of 9.18 and a half strikeout rate, 294 over a 125. So not that bad. I mean, very decent as he tries to get out of this half inning. But San Antonio trailing 10 now. Paper Rodriguez, the third baseman, 1 for 4 of the ninth for the RoughRiders. Just whooping them to kingdom come, I gotta say. 13 runs on 15 hits, no errors for the RoughRiders. They left 4 on base. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Finally get out of the half inning, and that will do it. Aaron Zavala puts 3 more on the board for Frisco, and it's 13-3. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Frisco up by 13-3. Well, leading off the bottom of the eighth inning for San Antonio is the left fielder Albert Fabian. Thank you, Bob. Bottom half of the inning. Set to go is the left fielder Albert Fabian. Squares that one up the center, and that's a base hit. Boy, wishing San Antonio would have got in. Early part of this ball game, they're down to their final 6 outs. Here is Ethan Salas. Skies that one straight away center. And there's an out wasted. I'll tell you one thing, John. That's rough around the edges when you try to get in there and try to get something going. Yeah, and for sure, Bob. Center fielder is Joshua Mears. And to tell you one thing, I don't know if the RoughRiders have this one, but it looks like they've got it well in their first game here in San Antonio. So far, let's go ahead and look at our rest of the schedule.
0-2 is the count.
Now, even though this is our last 6 games of the half, and that's right there and in for a strike, and the count now
batting
at
the
nothing.
First baseman, Marcos.
Well, there's 2 down. I got to say, strikeout goes to the third hole batter, Joshua Mears. Runner at first, and the pitch. That's right there. That's grounded right to the second base area, and that will conclude this 8th inning. Well, no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left on. Top of the 9th inning, Frisco leading 13-3. So we are back here as Josie Galan will step in for the RoughRiders. And when we come back here in this one, About set to go for the ninth inning for Frisco right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Oh, Yosi Galan stepping in. Top of the ninth, 13-3 or score. And boy, I think it's too late for San Antonio to rally back and try to come back and win this one here this evening. 13-3. That is a 10-run trail right there for San Antonio. Oh, Yosi Galan getting a first pitch out.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Up to the left field, Fabian will reach that one, and that will be one away. Designated hitter is Marcus Smith as he comes in. And the pitch. That is right there and in for a strike, and it's 0-1. One away, nobody on here in the top of the ninth inning. That one straight away center, and that's going to fall down a base hit.
Now batting,
We'll say San Antonio has 3 more outs left, and they still have a fighting chance to crush some more runs out of here before the end of the ninth. Don't forget the season finale of Horseback Riding Adventures premieres Saturday morning at 9:30 with our last 2 episodes of the season. Right there, that is a strike. The count now at 0-1 to Jack Spiggers. Oh, excuse me, 0-2. I do apologize. 0-2 the count. But anyway, with season 4 coming this October, that's also pretty good. We also got a brand new series headed straight our way starting on August 8th. And right there, stolen base as 2 away, and a 2-out base runner gets on. And that'll bring up Tucker Mitchell, 3 for 4. 2 singles, an RBI, and 3 runs. And the pitch is right there in the end for a strike. The count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Skied to second base, Cedeno under it. Reinforcing him is the first baseman Castañon, and right fielder to reinforce him if he needed it. But that will do. So no runs on a few hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the ninth, and Frisco leads at 13-3. Well, leading off the bottom of the ninth inning for San Antonio, right fielder Jacob Campbell. Thank you, Bob. And yep, 3 outs remain for San Antonio in this ball game. First pitch in for a strike, and it's 0-1. We've had a fun evening, but Frisco dominated this ball game. That one's high fly in the air, and that's got a chance. That's going to get off the wall. And now got a no-out base runner by Campbell, and that's why Whataburger is served hot and fresh. Coupons for everybody in the stadium tonight. Well, the left fielder flopped like a fish.
Yeah, he sure did.
Flop like a fish.
Oh, man.
Let me crack myself up. But anyway, I do got to say that Frisco, their last 6 times here in San Antonio for the year, and that's going to be right there, and that'll get down a base hit. And that's a 2-out, well, should I say no-out double or run in to score. And now it's 13-4. And that's going to be smashed right there, and that'll get through. Another RBI double, now making it 13-5.
Boy, I think they're really trying to come back here and see if they could get something going, John.
I believe that San Antonio could get something going, even though they are down a boatload of runs. And that's going to be right there. Slow roller to second to first, and boy, that's a big out right there. Now down against it as it is 2 outs remaining. Leo Dallas DeVries coming up, 1 for 3 double. And yep, this will evidently be their last 2 outs for San Antonio. And the pitch. That is high fly in the air. And that is gone. Leo Dallas DeVries gets one. And now it's 13-7. That was a moonshot, folks. I don't think San Antonio goes down quietly in this broadcast.
Well, a lot of fans may get their hopes up, but San Antonio, 2 outs from losing this one tonight. And evidently, they're going to try to get something going.
Yeah, I know, but evidently they're down by 6 runs. Or 7 runs, I do believe.
Now pitching for Frisco.
RoughRiders will turn to a right-hander, Mark Church. He's got a no ERA, a 25% strikeout rate. So got to say, pretty good on that. Left fielder Albert Fabian comes in. And he powers that one deep. And they cannot get there, and that's going to get down a base hit double. San Antonio making a little bit of a push. I like how they're doing that. Wish they could have started at the bottom of the first inning when they still had a lot of their outs left. But evidently they are cut to 2. That one is straight away up to right field. That is foul. Do we know if a miracle is going to happen tonight? I bet there will be. 4 runs in this half inning. And that's going to be a slow roller.
And that's a big mistake there as they're down to their final out. Ethan
The
Salas
center fielder, number 14.
getting in that one. And San Antonio is in hot water now. They're going to fry like a crawfish. Crawfish. I love me some crawfish. I bet you do there, Bob. Here's pitch. And that's going to be right there. And he has some trouble, and Frisco wins this one. So the final score, 13-7, as RoughRiders win this one. And we will give you final scores. Now it's San Antonio and Frisco being tied at 37-26. So, pretty good evening thus far, and so far we'll see what's going on in the Texas League. But a good night for the Frisco RoughRiders. And boy, that kills an automatic victory for San Antonio. Could have been two in a row, one against Amarillo and Frisco. And yes, we will go ahead and take a look at our scores. Let's see, Corpus Christi wins one. They beat Springfield 8-4. So that is the 23rd for Corpus Christi. Let's see. Wichita wins against Arkansas. So they are 3.5 games trailing the Springfield Cardinals. Boy, Tulsa sure beat the crud out of Midland tonight. Final score 6-0. See, Amarillo and Northwest Arkansas. Naturals have a 6-1 advantage against Amarillo. And I think that the Northwest Arkansas team has the Sod Poodles on the run, so they will claim their 33rd. Amarillo now 27-37. So 37 even for San Antonio and Frisco, so that is a nail biter right there. Tomorrow could decide everything if the San Antonio Missions could pick up a Wednesday evening ball game win. But evidently it was not a good night for San Antonio, but they tried to fight back. And so let's go ahead and give you runs, hits, and errors first for the victorious Frisco RoughRiders. 13 runs on 16 hits, no errors. For San Antonio, it was 7 runs and 14 hits and no errors. Cameron Coley, 4 for 5, 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. It's player of the game for Frisco. The win is Josh Stefan as he gets in. Jagger Haynes, evidently the starter for the Missions tonight, takes the loss. Gave up 4 hits and so far did not strike out anybody, but evidently that will pretty much do for this ball game tonight. Now there is always a tomorrow, and so far there always will be a tomorrow for our ball clubs. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into our after game show. And so far, Bob, we have seen a lot of Rough Rider runs tonight. And got to say, they have really made it look really good on this Tuesday night. And so far, it was a pretty good ball game. What do you think about it, Bob? Well, I got to say, John, it was fantastic to see that Frisco has only got 5 more games in San Antonio, and we'll see what happens through this week alone. I mean, it's going to be a pretty good series if they could get something going. Yes, most definitely. Well, anyway, we've had a fun night tonight. And so far, catch us tomorrow evening when we are back here at the ball game. Because most definitely you are our honored guest. And y'all should come out and enjoy us. Well, anyway, for all of us, our final score once again, 13-7. As San Antonio will lose this game to the Rough Riders. And pretty good night thus far as we conclude this one. Fans there at Statesman's Park might be celebrating the road victory. And so far, it was a pretty good victory for the Texas Rangers organization. Well, anyway, for all of us here tonight, we thank y'all for tuning in to our live broadcast. We'll go ahead and give you your hours, minutes, and seconds. 2 hours, 54 minutes, and 33 seconds is our game time tonight here on YouTube Live. And so far, just thank y'all for coming in. For all of us here from San Antonio, Texas, I'm John Baker, and this is Bob. And we'll see you at the ball game tomorrow evening at 7:05 for Game 2 Military Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. And we just cannot wait to see y'all. So y'all have a good rest of your night. And please drive home safely. You've been listening to Missions Baseball. Have a good night and see y'all tomorrow.